Hi everyone, welcome to Coloring with Lori. Thought I'd try to do a little video coloring in Kirby Roseanne's World Within Worlds. Work on this coloring along a little bit. Gonna work with some Inktense tonight. See what colors we have. Going to do bark, mustard, and red oxide. Just to kind of deepen in these rocks coming out. I want to again thank everybody for those who showed up for my live attempt this evening, which didn't go completely horrible, but the camera orientation was off. So I'm hoping that if I lock my camera before I go live, that it will stay in landscape form. Hi Pebbles. Pebbles is like jumping on me over here. What's going on? Oh, stop it, Pebbles. Pebbles, stop. Sorry, everybody. I don't know what's going on with her right now. She is totally pulling at me. Do you want to come on camera and say hello? Oh, Snortapomamus. So, I'm just going to blend some of these Inktense in here, working on these rocks as they kind of see this as like the Colosseum and the candles molting into the Colosseum. So, just using these three colors to kind of work out that blending. And we'll see how that works. This page has got absolutely a lot of little details that you don't even really notice until you start working on. So yeah, I got the live going today. I did post it. I probably shouldn't have. I probably should have kept it private. But I thought, why not show the struggles it takes to make YouTube videos? Because it's not just, let me click this button and I can make some videos. It was a process. I needed more than myself to help. Altogether, I think it took 4 people to get me up and running. And then on top of that, we're still not 100% perfect. So, but I think that if I lock my phone in landscape before I even go to YouTube, and I turn on YouTube while in landscape, for anyone else listening that didn't know how to do this, I think that that may be the answer. So, if you try it before I try it, let me know if you have success. Oh, drop the pencil. Alright. So, not completely sure as of yet which direction I'm going in with this page. I still don't know what I want to do with the background. That is a lot of background. I have to see what kind of color I end up with after I get all the candles in and these browns and the flames. I think it's gonna kind of depend on how my flames go. But okay, we'll activate these Inktense. Sorry, I hit the, I will say camera. I keep making fun of myself saying, oh, I hit the candle. And some spots I've gotten a little bit too much red and too deep. Let's see, kind of afraid to do this stuff on camera because even though everybody's kind of surprised, I am quite nervous. Bring that down in there because that's quite a rich, deep color. I have certain realms in my life that I'm confident with, but being on camera and coloring and doing art, that is, art is not somewhere I have much confidence in. Especially like working with Inktense. That's kind of still a playground for me, learning. And that's kind of what I use my Kirby Roseanne's books for, is a playground with coloring, because I do like his art, but the paper's not that great. The quality of the books aren't that great. A couple of the books I have fallen apart. So I do just kind of play with them. Really do like how that came out. Okay. Gotta get some in the back there and here. So for those of you who joined my live this evening, tonight, it wasn't a complete disaster, but it wasn't a 100 success either. But I'm learning, and I was very open about that. That I don't know everything, and I need some help with getting on live on YouTube. Had some backing from some other channels that was really kind. You know, they could just leave you flop and not care. I will, you know, one is Bellantini Art. I also had Kim, not quite sure of her channel name, Kim's Coloring, Kim's Creative. I will definitely put the channel names in the comments below. It's really hard starting out on YouTube. There's, you know, 1,000 channels people can watch out there, and I'm not doing anything special. I don't even feel like I could say, oh, do this and do that. I'm trying it just the same as you are and hoping for the best results. I'm a very slow colorist, especially when I use pencils. I do enjoy blending pencils and working them into the paper and getting a nice soft burnishing look. That's how I enjoy the color. I do enjoy all styles of coloring to look at, though. The new I really enjoyed watching Amy grow. Amy Travels in Colors with her coloring. She's really made leaps and strides with her blending, and I'm not big on backgrounds. I think she has been doing fantastic with her backgrounds, and she's challenging me also. So together, I think we will continue to grow with our coloring. The coloring community can be so kind, you know. It can also be very vicious. Through the years, I've learned. But I think I've come across some really good people. Kim and Angela and Jess and Sarah and Lois and Amy and Sarah and Sherry. I'm sorry. Tasia. I don't know if they're watchers or not, but they're definitely people who I have admired in the community and keep me thinking that, yep, it's definitely positive out there, you know. And give a shout out to Carmen and Linda, and I hope Linda and Carmen are doing well. I know a lot of you probably don't know who I'm referring to, but that's okay. There's a lot of little channels out there. But I'm not quite sure oh, sorry about that. I think I muted something for a minute. Anyway, what I was saying was I'm not quite sure in how often I'm going to try to do the lives, because I do have a lot of background noise in the house a lot. Mike is snoring and watching TV in the background now, so I don't even know if that's an issue. Pebbles has been jumping on my side and whining, so I don't know if that's an issue. You know. I don't have that much to talk about either, so I don't really... It was very nice in the lives today that people were asking me questions. Thank you, Jess. I don't really know what to talk about. I could tell you all about my life, but that could bore you to death, and you never come back to the channel again. So, with the Inktense, in order to keep your colors kind of distinguished, kind of wipe off your darker colors before you go into your mid colors, or work from your light colors into your darks. People say they're permanent once that they're activated. Yes, as long as you make sure that you completely activate them. If you put a lot of pigment down and you don't activate it, that will definitely reactivate when you add any kind of water, being alcohol marker or watercolor marker or working with other watercolors, because you can put watercolor over completely activated Inktense and your Inktense is not going to move. That's the magic of Inktense. Yeah, I kind of got this in my... See, this is why I messed up my colors, guys. I put it all on the outside too, instead of just on the inside. I was afraid of that coloring while live, that I would get nervous and not pay attention to what I was doing, and that's exactly what happened. I'm gonna have to really brighten that up with pencils. See, I brought my Inktense into the candle rather than leaving that. Hopefully some nice yellow pencils will work that out for me. Yep. I was afraid of that. So, had no intention of doing a video tonight either, but I was sitting here and it was kind of quiet in the house, and I wanted to kind of see how these colors worked out in the candle, which they worked out really well when I didn't mess it up and put it all over the candle and not in the rocks where it's supposed to be. Might have to change game plan on this middle candle, which would be okay. You know, sometimes happy accidents. I would actually kind of think that the back candles would need to be darker, but I don't know. Heard a little contrary to that not necessarily. But is that to the visual eye that things that are further away are darker? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know color theory. I'm not an artist. I just try. Just try to play with the color. Enjoy the blending of the pencils. Learning, learning, learning. Constantly learning. So I don't know if you're aware either that Inktense, like, I'm not quite sure when they did it, but their full set has been a 72 set, and they recently upgraded to a 100 set. So when I discovered that, I asked, and I didn't have the full 72 set either. I was missing quite a bit of pencils from there, and I wanted the other pencils. So for my birthday, I just asked everybody to fill in the blanks, and I wanted the pencils I was missing from my 72 set, and I also wanted the Inktense set to give me the whole 100 pencils. So, I do have a sister-in-law that works for Blix, so my mom got the ones that I was missing from the 72 set open stock through her and through Blick, and then she ordered through an online company. I think it's the other pencils, it's like an extender set, so she ordered those for me. So I now have the 100 set of Inktense. So I am trying to make use of them, and like, I really do enjoy them in this book, and I also really like them in, I don't know his last name right now, but Rory's Ink House, which was never meant to be a coloring book, and a lot of people talk about they wish he would make a second book But he's not really happy that us colorists took it upon ourselves to make it a coloring book, because he is an ink artist and that is how he meant for the book to stay. So I don't believe that we would be getting another book from him unless he decided to embrace it. But yeah. And that's just something I read, because I read a lot of different things, and I know there's a lot of, different things online, and it's not always true. And that's why I say I heard. I'm not saying it's a fact. I'm not saying it's true. It's just, something I heard. So, yeah, I got this on a little bit heavier and moving it into, what are these things called? I don't know. Actually have one in our dining room. Columns? I do like this color contrast, though. That upsets me. I messed it up in the top. And that's what I was afraid. That's why I did not want to color when I was live tonight, because I felt, oh, I would definitely mess that up. Oh, I dropped that one on the floor, didn't I? Alright. Gotta get my bark. It fell on the floor. Might as well finish this up in here. That darker color. Those. A lot of people say they really like Kirby because he tells you where to shade. He gives you a little bit of grayscale, not a huge amount of grayscale. So it helps you out with shading and shadowing. Oh yeah, when we were in our live streams today, everybody was talking about their meals for the night, and it was kind of funny. I thought everybody was having chicken. I saw Amy was having chicken salad, and Angela was having a cheesy chicken casserole, I believe. I made chicken tacos, which were really good. I went to put one away because I couldn't eat it all, and Mom was hungry, so I gave her a taco. It was good. We don't have chicken tacos too often, but had the shells, lettuce, tomato, and a chicken breast, so why not? So I do like to cook. That's probably my only other hobby. Well, I shouldn't say my only other hobby. I have a 90-gallon fish aquarium, but I'm trying to stop that hobby. It's very labor intensive, doing the water changes and cleaning the tank and keeping the filters clean. I don't have the energy anymore. My walking has become very bad, so carrying buckets of water across the room, and that's not something I'm really comfortable with doing anymore. I also have a hermit crab. I had 3. A couple of them were quite old. Oh, excuse me. A couple of them were quite old, so they've passed. But this guy I have left is a little junior. He was a tiny little baby when I got him. He was the size of an acorn. I can't even believe how big he is. And I think I got him in 2019. So he actually grew kind of fast. Kind of mine and Mike's joke. He actually bought the 3 crabs for me on Valentine's Day. So that year we're... What might give you for Valentine's Day? Crabs. Yeah. But he knows I love little creatures, and we had fiddler crabs before, which are half land, half water. So you like have to have a tank that's they can go completely underwater, but also come completely out. And they were very interactive. They would wave, and they were just very entertaining. I really enjoyed having the fiddler crabs. So when he saw the hermit crab, he had no idea what he was getting us into, because they're pretty labor intensive. They don't really give you the right equipment for them when you buy them. It's been very misunderstood how they need to be cared for, and now I'm not even sure that you can buy them in our state because they were just not cared for properly. They weren't in the stores to be sold properly. They need a very high humidity, and the stores would have them in cages, so they need to be in a glass aquarium so that the humidity builds up. And they would have them in cages, so in the pet stores they were virtually suffocating because they breathe by gills, so they need the humidity in the air to be able to breathe. Well, of course, when Mike brought them home, he had no idea. We did have an aquarium, but we put a screen top on it, and they told him that like the little wood chips or whatever for like reptile aquariums were okay for their substrate, which no, they have to have sand and eco earth, which I'm not really quite sure what eco earth is, but they have to be able to bury, because when they molt, they grow, and they're not protected when they molt because their shell is their protection. But anyway, you're probably really sick of hearing about my hermit crabs, but okay, I think that Inktense is done. I think that's giving the exact effect that I wanted to. Now I can bring it down into these rocks. Upsets me that I messed up on the top of this candle, but I think I can brighten that up with some yellow candles. But again, thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for attending my live. Hoping to do another live. Might do a short one tomorrow, but I think I am going to schedule one for Friday, Eastern time, at midnight. So as long as everything goes well, I can get this camera figured out. So I'll try that angle for another test drive, and then we'll do the scheduling. Thanks again, everyone. Good night. Hope you're all well. Bye now.